Hello, scientific writers. This is Brian from the Scientific Writing School. If you know what this is on my t-shirt, let me know in the comments because we have something in common. If you watch this channel, you know that I make videos about how to write scientific papers. Now, I was looking at YouTube the other day and I came across some videos on a similar topic, and I thought I would check them out. And the videos are titled something like this: How to Write a Research Paper in a Weekend. And I thought, in a weekend? Well, I wrote scientific papers for 20 years and I've never been able to write a scientific paper in a weekend. And the fastest I have ever written a paper has been about a week and a half. I definitely could not do it in a weekend. Maybe I'm missing something. So I went and watched these videos, and here's my review. It's really bad advice. Now, there are good tips within the videos, but the videos don't tell you how. Okay, the videos say how to write a paper in a weekend, but they don't tell you how to write a paper. The kinds of advice you're getting in these videos are things like, don't procrastinate, don't edit as you write, just get started, work from an outline. Don't write the introduction first, write this other section first, and then after that, write this next section. Now, I'm not saying those tips are bad. They're probably useful to a lot of people who have never heard those tips before. My point is, those tips do not tell you how to write a scientific paper. I'll come back to that, but first, let's talk about the title of the videos. Write a scientific paper in a weekend. I think that's very, very bad advice. These videos are geared towards new graduate students or postdocs who have very little experience in scientific writing. And if you believe the title of these videos and you start to think, I should be able to write a scientific paper in a weekend, it's not going to turn out well, because you can't do it. If you do write a paper in a weekend, it's going to be a terrible paper, and you're going to have to be rewriting it for several weeks. Now, a professor who's been a professor for 30 years and has published hundreds of papers, maybe that person could write a paper first draft in a weekend. That might be realistic for that person. But for you as a new graduate student or a postdoc, or even an early career professor, don't put that kind of pressure on yourself to think that you should be able to write a paper in a weekend. Plan realistically. Expect to spend several weeks on your first draft, several weeks revising, and more time editing. If I tell you, start with the results section, how does that tell you how to write the results section? It doesn't. Let's use an analogy. Let's say you're riding your bicycle across campus or through town and you get a flat tire. And you need to fix the flat tire. And you don't know how to do that. You've never had that experience before. So you look up some instructions on your phone, how to fix a flat tire, and it says, step 1, take the wheel off the bike. All right, that advice is accurate and it's true, but it doesn't tell you how to do that step, right? It's told you to do that step, so you might take your bike and flip it over, and then you look at the wheel and you say, I don't know how to take this off. It's kind of complicated. So I need to have some further instructions on how to actually do that first step that I'm being told to do. Now, to me, it's the same thing. If I tell you write the results section first, and I'm claiming that is telling you how to write a paper, is that true? No, I haven't told you how to write the results section. I've just told you which order to write the section. Now, personally, I think you can start with any section. If you want to start with the introduction, that's fine. Starting with the introduction is not a bad thing, and that's the way I teach writing a paper. Now, when I was a professor, I taught a scientific writing course. This was a full semester course. It was 15 weeks long. So each student in my class wrote an original research paper. and they spent 10 weeks doing it. A lot of students felt like that 10 weeks was too quick. All right, so if 10 weeks is too fast for a lot of graduate students, then how can a weekend be an adequate amount of time? We're talking about 2 days compared to 10 weeks. If you need to learn how to write a scientific paper, there are actually 2 courses, and it's available for free on this YouTube channel. The first one is Write Your Scientific Journal Article, and the second one is about revising and editing your scientific writing to make the writing excellent. Look for the link up above or in the description below, and you can start watching those videos. I would advise you watching the playlist in order, but if you want to jump around in the playlist, you're free to do that too. All right, I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you next time, and happy writing.